Squads rise like morning sun, chasing points, the game's begun. Big decisions week by week, fantasy glory's what we seek. Pick your squad, the clock won't wait. Captain choice will seal your fate. Two enthusiasts breaking it down. Fantasy kings, we're taking the crown.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tinker Time, an FPL pod, the show for every fantasy Premier League manager who's already second-guessing their 16th draft. It's Thursday, December 18th, 2025, and whether you're wildcarding after Week 16 or just here to scout some differentials, you've come to the right place. I'm Matt, alongside Jim, and we're here to help you tweak, test, and yes, tinker your way to the top of your mini-leagues. We'll break down the best value picks, fixture trends, and hidden gems, so you don't have to stare at your squad screen in despair. So let's pop the hood, crack open the spreadsheet, and get tinkering. Jim, how the hell are you?
It's nice to see you back in the pod. It's been a week since you had some technical difficulties. I had to finish solo.
I just want to commend you. Lots of compliments from our viewers, or listeners, I should say. I don't know how to really take that, but I want to thank you for really just, carrying the load, shouldering the load while I was handling my technical difficulties. It happens.
Honestly, it felt pretty natural just talking to myself. Anytime you want to take off, I got it.
Yeah, I've been thinking about maybe taking some PTO. So yeah, we'll see.
Do we have an unlimited PTO policy at Tinker Time?
Yeah, we'll talk to HR. But no, in all seriousness, we have yet again another mega ep, kind of by necessity. We've just got so many deadlines coming up. Life has been very busy. It's the holiday season. How you doing with your holiday shopping? You almost done?
I'm all right. I'm in better shape than years past, so feeling pretty good. Couple people left to shop for, but
How are you?
got a week.
We got a week. How do you think you're? You think you're in good standing with a big guy right now, or you think you're on that naughty list still?
I think I've been pretty good. I've been a good boy.
Okay. Well,
but you never know.
You never know.
Always watching.
You got a week to find out. Speaking of good boys,
it goes without saying that you're not in.
Yeah, a week is not enough time to make it up for me. But you know what a week is
on your
plenty
of
time for? Yeah, on my recent form. But this week, I mean, plenty of time to tinker. But before we get into that upcoming week of tinkering, we had a full slate of games in Game Week 16 we need to recap before we look at the Game Week 17 deadline preview. So why don't we get into Game Week 16? What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. Go ahead.
So start off early on Saturday, Chelsea 2, Everton 0. He's back. Cole Palmer, Mr. Freeze, contributes again. I think he started the week prior, right? But either way, he started this week, gets the goal. Maybe this is the time to get in on him. Some players moving around with the AFCON. Teams finally pulling their players out. Maybe the time to move in on Cole Palmer.
Yeah. I mean, his minutes are definitely being monitored. I want to say he actually came off. We can double check, but yeah, I don't think he's played a full 90 just yet.
58.
Yeah, I was going to say, so he didn't make the full 60, which would have been nice just to get that clean sheet. But, we'll take the goal.
Yeah.
He's still building up his stamina, still building up his endurance. That's okay. You want Cole to be there for the long haul. I still go back to preseason. I thought Cole was going to have a phenomenal breakout campaign. Don't sleep on him, right? You mentioned it. Some players going out for AFCON. Cole Palmer could be that player that, slots right back in there.
Do you think he still has a chance to hit 300 like you predicted?
So let's see. He's got about 21 game weeks left. How many points does he have right now in the season? Not enough. Probably not this season. But
what if we prorated for the matches he's missed?
If we prorated for the matches he's missed,
you think he could hit 220?
I think he could hit I think he could hit. Let's go 200. I think he can hit 200.
I think it's probably doable.
He's gonna need to for Chelsea to keep pace. I think he's gonna need to.
Well, they are keeping pace with one of their other players who's
Right.
been in a quietly good season here. Our favorite Spaniard, bad good, Malagusto with a goal and an assist. I mean,
Uh,
no bad good. I mean, it might be time to look to him. He seems to be the only other player that's well, I shouldn't say that. It could be a good pickup.
Chelsea defense has been kind of sneaky decent this season. We mentioned Sanchez. I think it
Yeah.
was it last episode or was it 2 episodes ago? But we mentioned Sanchez as a pretty decent value. Um, I think Trevor Chalobah, I want to say the only defender who may have more points than him at this point is Mark Gahey. I think it's a single point. I think it's like 92 points. Mark Gahey. Chalobah's got 91. If my sources are correct. So, like who would have predicted that? Granted, Gabriel's been injured, so take that for what it is. But yeah, Chelsea defense has been sneaky great value this season, and it's not coming from the Reece James. Kukurea has been pretty good, but yeah, their back line has been pretty good. So yeah, the defense has been a nice bright spot for Chelsea this season, surprisingly.
Yeah, I guess I did not realize that Chalba's that high up.
Yeah,
I was assuming Gusto was the one, and I know we looked at their clean sheets recently with, like you said, Sanchez, but Chalba 5'5". That's not might be tempting. Who
might
they
be
bring up?
tempting.
They have Newcastle, Villa, then Bournemouth, then City, and Fulham and Brentford. So yeah, tough one this week, and then City in beginning of the year. But
But their defense has been good.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah.
I like it.
What about on the other side of the ball?
Um, yeah, tough seeing Kieran Drewsbury Hall come off injured. I think he's still flagged at 75%. So I'm going to be holding on to him, just given the form he's been in. So I'd say no panic there. I don't know, kind of what we've seen with Everton. They've had, I'd say they're similar to Forest and similar to Spurs. They either look great or they, know, lose a game 2-0 and
Mm,
or 3-0 and it's pretty unconvincing and they were never really in it. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think it's still worth it for his price point, but I'm not bringing in anybody else, especially while AFCON's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. You hit it, I think, right on the head. Dewsbury Hall was that player that I think a lot of managers brought in. I think he came off in the 16th minute. Um, tough to see. But to your point, for his price point, for his value, I wouldn't panic sell right now. I think the bigger story, honestly, and I haven't checked today, admittedly, but I will go check right now. What's the latest on our boy Jack? Is he still flagged? It is, yes, he
Um,
is still flagged. He's flagged at a 75% chance of playing, but with a hamstring injury, right? So we don't love that.
mm,
And our boy Iliam and Jai is also away on AFCON duty. So, if you think about, Everton's attack, right? You got Jack on the left, you got Jai on the right. If you want to put Beto up front or, Barry up front, right? Like Everton's attack, you take Dewsbury Hall, who, yes, he sits a little bit deeper, but in theory, he's been involved in some of the goal contributions, right? Like, what do you make of Everton's attack right now? Not great. So,
yeah.
not to necessarily get into the Gameweek 17 preview, but think about who they're about to play. They're about to play Arsenal. I don't know if I'm buying. I don't know if I'm buying Everton right now. Let me put it that way. But
Yeah.
so
Holding that one player, but that's about it.
yeah. Anything else on this one?
No, I think that sums that one up.
Yeah. Moving on to Liverpool Brighton. Uh, Lots of hype going into this game, mainly honestly because of all the midweek news and crap that was going on with Salah and Slot. But
Mm.
I think the two of them, they had a little date. They met, they kissed, and made up for now. But here, it's funny. Like Isak, obviously, the signing of the summer, he might not even be the best striker on his own team, like let alone the whole world. Everyone was
Yeah.
kind of touting him as best striker in the world, but Ekatike is saying, "Hold my beer," right?
Yeah, I brought him in, so I was happy to see that.
Show off.
To be fair, though, it is Brighton who have not been great as of late.
They've
I
been
mean, they're
mid.
really
They're the definition of mid.
true, very true. Um, so yeah, last game with Salah for the foreseeable future. He didn't start though, right? He subbed on.
No, he came on as a sub. There was a early injury, I believe, that forced Slot to bring him on. Can't remember
Yeah,
who he replaced, but yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think it was in Slot's plans to bring him on as early as they did, but it kind of worked out that way.
yeah. Joe Gomez
So
got stumped off for him, so
yeah, Joseph,
little
Joey
formation
boy,
change, bringing him on.
come on, girls, now let's get in formation.
But yeah, so Ekatike is flagged at the moment, which you
Right.
don't want to see because you would have to think, given his form and you know, with Salah being gone, he's going to be nailed on minutes moving forward here, at least in the short term. So don't
Yeah.
love to see that. Um, hopefully it's nothing serious, but
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait for Slot's presser.
Yeah.
Either way,
Nice
I'm
clean
holding
sheet
them.
for Liverpool, though. That's nice to see. Um, yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
Liverpool, like, I think we've kind of gotten away from that run of fixtures now where, we kind of said, oh, look at that great run. They should be able to get some results. Yeah, this is kind of what we would have expected from a fixture like this 5 or 6 game weeks ago, or would have, felt like they were capable of producing.
yeah.
What do you take from this though? Like, is this they've turned a corner? I don't know. I still don't know if I feel much confidence that they've turned the corner yet.
Yeah, I think they've turned a corner in the sense that they're maybe winning the games that we're expecting them to win, but they're not the Liverpool of last year or years prior where they're going to be putting in 3 or 4 a week consistently.
Hmm.
So, I'm hoping that they've turned the corner in the sense that they're not pissing their pants every week, but
Well,
yeah, I guess we'll still have to wait and see. I mean, if Ekatike's out and Salah's out, they're going to be thin. They're going to be forced to start Verts and Isak, who are desperate for goals.
And Gakpo's still out.
Yeah. So maybe even
Yeah,
Chiesa comes in or Soboslai plays further up.
he's already been starting out on the right, right?
Yeah. But
What's
with
what's
Gomez out,
Frimpong's
but
return
with
date?
yeah, but with Gomez out, he was playing right back. So I don't know. We'll see what Ekatike's injury is, but I think that could have a big effect. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah. We'll get into some of their preview, but nice result for Liverpool.
yeah.
Um, moving on
On the
to
on
oh,
the
go
other
ahead. What do you
side,
got?
on the other side to Kuiper, no minutes. Tough.
I was gonna let you. I was gonna let you just get by it. I didn't
Yeah.
want to let
I mean, it's better than 1 minute or 3 minutes at the end. So I'll
That's
take
true.
it.
Well, not when you eventually mention who your vice was, but yeah, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
get
we'll
there.
talk about
We'll get
that.
there. Yeah, yeah. Um, anything else on this one?
No, let's move on.
Good, good. Um, probably the least. I shouldn't say the least exciting, but probably like I don't know. This one
Least
didn't really make my
anticipated.
yeah, and this one didn't really like raise my Peter. Burnley 2, Fulham 3.
Across.
Yeah, I mean Harry Wilson is kind of the only one that you really want to take note of here. Stays hot. I think he had another assist, another a really nice goal. What did he have? Another was it a 15 pointer? What
He had
was
a goal and 2 assists. So he
goal
probably
and
got
two assists?
So that's 13 plus the bonus.
16 pointer.
Yeah.
Sorry, my poor math. Yeah, he's on a tear here. I think he's only priced in. I think when I checked the other day, he was about 5'6". Let me double check right now. Yeah, he's still priced at 5'6", um, which is phenomenal value. Are you rushing to bring Harry Wilson in?
No, I'm gonna stay adamant. No phone players.
Well, so does does it do you change your mind if I tell you they've got Forest and West Ham and Palace in their next three?
It doesn't. No.
Okay. Okay.
I
I
mean,
mean, I have to bring it up.
what else is apart from the last 2 weeks? If you had Wilson in your squad, would you be pleased?
Um, I would be pleased to have him as my, fourth or fifth midfielder. I don't know if I would, rely on him as a primary midfielder, but if I'd kind of put him in the same realm as like, your Dewsbury Hall, right? If you've got the funds in the bank and you're like, Dewsbury Hall, I don't really want to take the risk of him not starting. Uh,
Yeah.
I have the money and I want to make the move. Forest, they are coming off of a nice little clean 3-0 win off of a shitty Spurs side. But, we've seen Forest be, just as bad the other way. I I could see some folks bringing in Harry Wilson for the next little 2-game run. Um, the thing for me, I feel like we're getting so close to that game week 19 where folks they're gonna get those wild card chips back. So
Mm.
it's almost like, you kind of get 2 or 3 weeks to make some moves that if they don't pan out, it's okay. There's not really a major amount of risk because you can just kind of reset. So that's really the only move to me that if you were a manager and you were thinking about making a move, that would really be the only move I could see being considered. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around long enough and on a team that we've seen long enough be so inconsistent that it's gonna take a little bit more to get me on board. I mean, like, I'd rather have Anton Stock at 4.8 than him, right? That's just me.
Yeah,
That's just me.
yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, to be very honest with you, when you said that, my immediate thought, I don't know if our listeners can hear that snap. My immediate thought was
Hand
he's
sounds
4'8".
sweaty.
My hands are a little clammy. I got the space heater down here by my legs, so Um, but my immediate thought was he's 4'8" because he has dropped in form and managers were selling him. So, what does that say about the player? Whereas Harry is up to 5'6" because managers are bringing him in. So, I don't know. Take that for what it is. But yeah, Burnley lose again.
Burnley lose again.
See you in the
Pokachuru
championship.
gets another goal, but
God bless you. Let's move on to the game that
yeah, moving on.
it just really pissed me off more than anything. I couldn't hate Arsenal any more than
Oh
I
my
already
god.
do.
Did you not understand me?
To be honest, I didn't. It still made me laugh. What for our listeners that are pod only? Can you say that again?
Tell him why you're mad.
Oh, tell them why you mad on 93. Yeah. Well, no, I mean on paper, right? This is the game where if you were ever going to target, Wolves, it would be Arsenal. uh, not only do they have the largest separation in the table, they also have the largest separation alphabetically, A to W. That's pretty good. Uh, but, Arsenal giving up a goal, what was it in the 90th or was it the 88th? I don't know the exact, but
They gave one up in the 90th.
yeah, brutal, just absolutely brutal. Uh, I, sure. I mean, they pulled out the win. So if you're an Arsenal fan. Saka, he got an assist for that goal off his corner, but it really should have been an own goal, if you ask me. It hit the post and then it hit Johnstone off his back, and it hit twice.
I mean,
A
let's not.
lot.
We'll take the points if we can get them.
We'll take the points. Um, I for one, I would have been okay because I know a lot of folks actually captained Saka. I didn't. I went with somebody else. So I was actually rooting for it to not be the assist, but either here nor there. But at the end of the day, Gabriel Jesus, right? Jesus is the reason for the season. He pulls off a goal there at the end, debatable goal at the end there to
No, it's
take
an
it in
own
the
goal.
95th. Well, I know, but he was kind of in there, and he was in the realm of it. Uh, he celebrated like he scored the goal, uh, which really isn't that all that matters. If you celebrate like you got the goal, that's all that matters. So yeah, this one stung. What was it, week 12? We did our free hits or whatever it was to go double and triple Arsenal, against
Yeah.
Sunderland, and we were really hoping we'd get the clean sheet. This was another one where I could have seen folks, going free hit to target Arsenal. To not get the clean sheet here really stung. Uh, just tough.
Yeah.
Just tough.
And Ben White comes off injured too, so their back line continues to get beat up.
Brutal.
Louis
Brutal.
Skelly came in though. You gonna bring him back in? Are you done with that experiment?
Mm, next question.
Okay. Next question. Can we move on? Nothing to talk about
Yes.
Wolves.
Let's move on.
All right. Next one. Crystal Palace nil. Manchester City 3. So Holland with another brace. Had to couldn't let Ekatike show him up, so he scored with an assist by oh boy. Oh man, my computer not doing well here.
Are you having technical difficulties?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, I
so
blame this
so
10-year-old ThinkPad. 11-year-old
yeah,
ThinkPad.
so I believe Holland's first goal was a header with a assist from Mateus Nuñez, a beautiful cross into the box.
Yeah.
It's curling, uh, nice curling cross. Foden had the second goal. I think it was actually in the 69th minute. It might have been 68th, but we'll call it 69th. And then
Pop
Holland
enough
had
chances to that.
Yeah. And then Holland got a garbage penalty. I think it was in like the 88th minute or something like that. So I think, did Cherky have another assist? Was it on Foden's goal?
Yeah, he
I think
assisted Foden's.
yeah. So I think Cherky now has 7 assists on the season, which brings him level with Minta in about like a quarter of the games because Cherky's been injured, or the quarter of the minutes, I think. Um, we'll
He
talk a
also
little bit
had
more about Ryan, but
he had an incredible goal midweek as well.
oh yeah, I wish that counted for FPL.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you said it last week. Foden is a must own at this point.
Foden's a must own.
He's
Foden's a
just
must own.
too hot to drop.
Holland continues to be a set it and forget it captain. Even in a world where Arsenal are playing the automatic, 3-point automatic return against Wolves, Holland still outscores Saka, which I was very thrilled with because I did captain Holland. Uh, just edged it out there in the last minute, so I was happy.
You're good at that.
I'm really good at edging. I dabbled in college. On the Palace side, the fact that they couldn't put a goal, across, didn't surprise me. They don't really have much of an attack. There's rumors they're linked to Brennan Johnson, Europa League hero for Spurs.
Yeah.
Um, they need something to bolster that attack. They're
Yeah.
they're hurting right now.
Mateta comes off of the 60-minute around there again. So
He's out of
like,
shape. I told you he's fat and out of shape.
I know, but how long does it take to get in shape? I feel like a week or two, these guys should be able to play 90 minutes.
Solanke has been nursing a minor knock on his ankle for 6.
That's true. Yeah, but Palace had their starting three. They Mateta, Sarr, and Pino all playing together again. Might be time to move on from any. I guess Mateta is probably the only one that attacker
Yeah,
that people own, but
yeah.
yeah, without
And
Munoz,
some news about Glasner. He's not going to be renewing his contract at the end of the
did see
season.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, love that. Love that. If you're anyone other than Palace,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So
but yeah, just a clinical City win like we're used to seeing. You want to talk the next one?
oof. I mean,
I could do without it.
sh- I let's. I mean, let's just do this. Thomas Frank, what are you doing? What what is your game plan? You know, um, I think here's and I think I texted you this. When you were down 1-0 off of Vicario, just an absolute ridiculous, mind-bogglingly stupid decision, awful pass to Archie Gray. Sure, Archie Gray, he shouldn't have taken a touch. He should have maybe just, pivoted and, passed to one of his center backs, but
These Vicario mistakes keep adding up, though.
keep adding up. Hudson-Odoi's second goal, I would argue he wasn't even really trying to shoot at goal. I think it was one of those ones where it just kind of happened to find the back of the net. But even if he was, that's an unsavable shot. Credit to him. Okay, sure. So you're down 2-0. You sub out two defensive midfielders and bring on two more defensive midfielders. Explain that to me, Jim.
Plus a left back.
Plus a left
A
back.
32-year-old left back, 33-year-old left back. I don't know. The XG stats for all the games we've lost is just so pitiful. It's like we never even had a chance to win any of these games.
No.
It's like less than 0.1. It's crazy.
It he
Just
he
don't understand.
actually I feel like I saw I didn't watch the full presser because I'll be very honest, like after it was 2-0, I turned it off because I was just this is stupid. Um but he did kind of take a shot, and I think his words were like, this is not just like a quick turnaround. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just keep bringing in a new manager and expecting the team to turn it around. Like, this is not a manager problem. Levy's out, right? He's been out for some time. I think there were reports this week that Spurs just hired somebody from the city's football group to kind of be a new director.
Yeah.
They bring in all these sporting directors, head of director, whatever, right? Like so many of these made up positions, like, whatever. Something has to change.
Yeah. Yeah. It just seems like there's no, I don't know, no vision for what players we want to actually build around.
Like Harry was such a band-aid for us. Like imagine how bad we would have been without Harry for all those years. Because it's not like we've
Yeah.
even developed anyone else.
Yeah. And I think that's what it comes down to. We've never sold anybody for a profit.
Never.
But part of that is because Levy's cheap, but
True.
it's
True.
it's also that everybody we've purchased has not lived up to expectations.
Right. Yeah.
Ugh.
This was an interesting week. Yeah, Van de Ven had a lovely interview with who was it, Gary Neville, I think it was. Um, it was basically they were, talking about the Europa League final and how it was actually kind of a funny. It was kind of damning to Ange, basically
Yeah.
saying that like he would basically go to like
That.
he and Romero and basically say like you guys figure out the tactics, because the plan B to plan A is just to try plan A again, and it's like that's wild, but they loved Ange. Like he said it, he would inspire us. Like we'd walk into a room and we'd walk out of that room feeling like, man, like we're gonna crush that other team. I don't think the locker room is buying into what Frank is selling because I don't think they understand what he's trying to sell.
Yeah.
So
What's worse though, not knowing what he's trying to do or the Ange problem of not being good enough to defend how he wanted to defend.
mm, I'll be very honest. I'd rather see us score goals. This
Yeah, but
this like expected goal of point 0.1 is brutal to watch.
yeah, but at least we have some points this year.
We had more points under Ange this time last year.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know. I actually think I saw an infographic that said like over the last I forget the timeline, but it basically said like we are a relegation club. Like if you
Oh
look
yeah.
at,
I think it was
did you happen
calendar
to see
year.
that? Yeah,
I
it
think it
was
was
calendar
calendar year
year.
25.
Yeah, and like Arsenal, City, Chelsea, like all the other big six, like they're like 60, 70, 80 points ahead of us. Like it's not even close. Um, so I don't know, but awful loss for Spurs. Everyone looked bad. I I don't know if there's any positive to take for Forest.
Yeah, so Hudson-Odoi, 2 goals and assists, and then Ibrahim Sangare, a goal and 2 assists. Still, I don't know.
He's off to AFCON, so
Hudson-Odoi is?
no
That's what you're
Sangare.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the question mark was on Gibbs White, and now Hudson-Odoi's getting the goals, so still not bringing anybody in from Forest.
Stinkers.
Talk about
Um,
big stinkers up north. Heated rivalry. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0. Great win. Home win for Sunderland. Stadium Light was rocking.
did you see the picture of the scoreboard? How they refused to write Newcastle. They would just write visitor.
Oh, I did not see that.
I mean, I mean, I think it was what's his name? Tim Howard was saying like, I miss the days when like a derby was truly a derby where like players hated each other.
Yeah.
Like players like really didn't just like go up to each other and kiss each other afterwards. Like, you
Trade
know,
jerseys.
yeah, like you could tell that how much this meant to Sunderland. Now, granted, they didn't really force the goal to win. Voltemade had a pretty sick header,
Goal's
sort
a
of.
goal.
But credit to Sunderland. They got the goal that they needed, and they held the scoreline. So, um, you know, tough result for Newcastle, but anything can happen in a derby like that. So,
Yeah. Um, I'd say only other thing to note, Wissa gets some
hmm,
minutes. I think he also played midweek. I forget if he started or not, but
I think he did.
not good for Voltemade scoring an own goal, then getting subbed off for him.
Yeah,
Oh, he scored
yeah.
midweek. That's right. He
Yes, he
started
scored
and
too.
scored.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe some more competition up front. We'll see.
Oh, he's definitely going to take some minutes. I feel like he has to. Um,
But do you think maybe he'll bump out to the right and take minutes from Jacob Murphy or Alenga? Try and play all 3 of them up top? We'll see.
maybe we'd have to see. I don't know. I
I'd
don't
like to
know.
see it. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I
used
mean,
to playing up top with Buemo, although I think he was on the left, so might
was
not work.
Vista at Brentford the same time? Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm mixing up Brentford and Bournemouth because Eddie Howe was at Bournemouth before he came to Newcastle, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Mixing up the birds and the bees. Um. Yeah, this was a tough one because I feel like a lot of a lot of managers sat their Sunderland defenders. Like I had Reynaldo on my bench.
Yeah.
I know Tinkerton had Mukiele on his bench. Like there were a lot of points that were on benches this week just because of this fixture.
Yeah.
That was painful for sure, but you know,
Happy
it's
for him
tough.
though.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Dobley for sure. Uh, anything else on this one?
No. Hold Newcastle.
Mo-
Don't sell.
Agreed. Uh, moving on to the Hammers and the what are the Villas? Are they that a lion? Yeah, it's a lion. Yeah.
They're the villains.
Well, I know, but the badge. It's
Oh,
an animal of the sort. A villain is not an animal. So
I think that's a griffin, isn't it?
is it a griffin? 10 points for Gryffindor.
I know there's a name for that lion.
Is it a like a Cerebus or something like that? I don't know. It's like a three-headed something.
That's Cerberus.
What did I say? Cerebus?
Yeah. That sounds like
Oh,
a
okay.
that sounds like a virus.
Oh, well, you always use protection, folks. All right, so 2-3, West Ham 2, Villa 3. This was an interesting one. Again, West Ham feel like they are scoring goals. They're not really getting the result. Uh, quick goal off the rip by a bunch of what was it, Fernandez, no name. I don't even know his name. Doesn't matter. Nobody has him. Uh,
Mateus Fernandez.
Yeah, but useless. You're not going to bring him in. The names that matter here, right? Jared Bowen had a nice little, deflection, kind of garbage goal, but hey, he's in the right place at the right time. We'll talk about him and maybe a little bit later this episode as well. I think on the Villa side, though, right? Morgan Rogers, he had 2 goals, was it, in this
2
game?
goals. Yep.
The second one was an absolute beauty from distance. I don't know if you saw it,
I
but
did.
Morgan Rogers, kind of getting on, Santa's radar, trying to get on that nice list.
Yeah. I still don't know if I'd bring him in.
I'm in your boat right now, and
What's he priced at? Is he 6?
so
Or is he came in at
he's
6? He
no,
dropped
no, no, no. He's 7-1 right now. So he came in the
really?
season. Yeah, he came in the season at 7. At one point, he dropped to 6-8. I think was his low, but he has made his way back up. He's had a nice little run of form, in tandem with Villa's nice little run of form. But yeah,
Hmm.
15-pointer, 2 goals. Sorry, no assist, but 2 goals in this last game week. So
Yeah.
yeah, but they've got United, Chelsea, Arsenal in their next 3 before they go, Forest, Palace, Everton in starting in game week 20. So he
It's a
might be a
tough
player.
it's a tough run.
That's a tough run over the next 3. So he might be a player that when that second wild card chip comes into play, maybe he comes back into consideration. But I don't think I would look to bring him in for United. Granted, United did just let 4 go in for Bournemouth. So, United's defense hasn't been great. But
Yeah.
yeah, nice little, Villa, and they're keeping form, keeping right up in the top of that table there.
Yeah, another blank by Watkins as well. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get in on Villa, yeah, I would say it's Rogers or maybe Buendia. And I guess Watkins. I guess those 3 are probably equal. I guess we would no longer be putting Watkins ahead of those 2 this season.
Right, right. Speaking of forwards, though, um, I mean, we've been mentioning him for the last maybe 2 or 3 game weeks.
Yeah.
Jared Bowen, priced at 7.5 mil. He's I don't want to get, into the differentials portion, but just because we're talking about him here, only owned by 6.6% of managers. He's got City next week, but after that, I mean, his run of fixtures is gorgeous. Fulham, Brighton, Wolves, Forest before going to Spurs, Sunderland, Chelsea. I mean, this is a nice run of fixtures over the next, do some quick math, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fixtures.
Mhm.
Seven out of the next 8 fixtures are very nice. So if you're looking for a Voltemade, replacement, the problem now is Voltemade dropped. Voltemade was 7.5. Now he's 7.4. So you got to find some funds if you're going to do that move. But Jared Bowen's been in phenomenal form, regardless of West Ham's form and their table position. So kudos to Jared Bowen. We at the beginning of the season, his position reclassification, and we talked a lot about that, but he's still scoring goals. Imagine if he was a midfielder.
Yeah, I did bring him in this week, and I was pleased with that. And I'm glad I stopped myself from talking myself into Callum Wilson. He started on the bench and came on as a sub. So yeah, it's all Bowen, but still a good option. All right, moving on. Brentford won, Leeds won. I think you owe yet another apology to DCL. Do you want to do that now or wait till the end?
I'm not convinced that's DCL. I think Holland. I think he's like a shapeshifter, and I think he's like for fun. He's going and playing in some of the Leeds games. That's 4 goals in 4 games in his last 4 for Leeds. I mean, what is DCL doing? He is
Heck, I'm
supposed to. He is supposed to get an injury after about 30 minutes every other game. That's kind of his thing. Um, I I'm
look
gonna
good.
say this, Jim. The frustrating part, I think it was like maybe our second or our third episode when Leeds made the transfer and we were waiting for DCL to get added. What price will he get added at? And I think it was the episode where he came in at 5.5, and I think I actually said, if he's gonna get nailed, if he's gonna get the minutes, if he's gonna be on penalties, if he's gonna start, he could be good value. And then I kind of changed my tune, and as soon as I changed my tune, I feel like he kind of started lighting up a little bit.
That's all you needed.
Um,
A little
yeah,
motivation.
maybe I could be your motivation. Eh, yeah. Uh, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. There's good for you, DCL. Keep it up.
Yeah, and it is against Brentford. So not a shocker. I mean, they haven't been great.
Yeah.
Jordan Henderson scored their goal. Not who you'd expect that to be coming from at this point in the season. But yeah, really, I don't know. No real takeaways from this one. I think both teams are probably in, a fine spot to stay up. It's just gonna be how it is. They'll lose to the big fish. They'll beat each other up at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, I mean, Thiago blanked. It looks like right now he's flagged. I'm not really sure why. I didn't see him come off with an injury. I didn't actually see any reports of an injury. It seems like he didn't play the midweek game in their Carabao Cup, but I don't think he's been playing the midweek games, so that doesn't seem odd. I think he's going to play this week. So if you're thinking, oh, I've got, maybe a front line of Holland, Thiago, and Voltemade, and, maybe I got to make a move because I'm worried about Voltemade's minutes with Vissa, or I'm worried about Thiago's injury. I would stick with Thiago, and I would maybe try to move off Voltemade, actually. Um, just myself. That's probably the way I'm leaning right now.
Who do they have coming up?
Let's go check it out. So Brentford have Wolves this week, then Bournemouth, then Spurs. then Everton, then Sunderland. So yeah, I mean the fixtures
Yeah,
are there to keep
I
him
would keep
around.
him for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
Doble for sure.
And they did have a penalty that was canceled from VAR, so he very easily could have gotten the clean sheet.
Could have,
But,
could have,
I mean,
could have.
on the score sheet, but
Are you drinking? Mm,
just a little bit of Christmas cheer.
mm, drink it in. All right. So that brought us through the weekend, and then the classic like Man United Monday game, which just like is so annoying. Like, can't they just be good enough to play on the weekend? Um,
I know they played the late Sunday game this week, I believe, too.
no, it was a Monday game. It was Monday.
No. I'm saying this upcoming weekend.
Oh yeah, I okay, I
The
gotcha.
streak
Yeah,
continues.
yeah, they're just I don't know. 4-4. This was a slugfest. The defense optional. You know,
Yeah.
um, I don't
Just
have
United likes
the
to win it.
yeah I don't actually have kind of like the rundown of goals in what order, but Semenyo put one in. Cunha put one in, Bruno Fernandez put one in, Tavernier put one in, Krupi Jr. put one in, Evan Nilsson put one in. Everyone was scoring left and right. You know, fingers and butts, dicks and butts, outrageous farts, balls deep. I mean, everyone was scoring. Um, what do you take from this game? I know what I take, but I want to hear what you got.
I think the takeaway is that similar to Foden, Bruno is now moving into a must own, right? I don't know. It's not really, it seems kind of obvious. So it doesn't take an expert, it just takes an enthusiast to say that.
Mm, mm. Two enthusiasts breaking it down.
Yeah, I'd say that. And then that's 1A. 1B, maybe I was right about Tavernier. Maybe I was right,
This
just a little too
this
early.
is getting scary because those were my two observations in that.
Is it really?
I absolutely swear. Um, yeah, Bruno Fernandez. You know, we talked about him. You know, sitting a little bit deeper in Amarim's system, but here he is, that son of a bitch. That midfield trio of or I guess quartet if you want to throw Palmer in there if he's healthy. Palmer, Saka, Foden, and now Bruno because he's kind of brought himself back in consideration. With Salah now at AFCON, you can have all four of them plus Holland and still have a very strong defense. Like,
It's kind of crazy. It's like that was my lineup to start the season, but nobody played well until week 16.
shit's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Ridiculous, ridiculous.
Yeah. Credit to Bournemouth for, hanging with United. They
Yeah.
love these thrillers. Kind of remind me of that Liverpool fixture to open the season. Uh, Semenyo kind of broke out of his goalless drought, I guess, or goal drought. Uh, Vernier with that beautiful free kick.
Adams coming off injured, not good though. We need him in tip top shape for next summer.
Yes, when the World Cup is going on.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be able to go
Yeah,
see him.
maybe we'll talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, there was like so much that happened in this game. It's like too much, but
Yeah.
one other note, just for the sake of it. So Cunha obviously did score. Bomo is going to be leaving for AFCON officially, but your boy Benny Sheshko was back, which is just kind of interesting. No one's bringing him in right now, but
Mm.
just another option.
Yeah. So do you think if you can't afford Bruno, do you think Cunha or Mount are nice alternatives?
I think Cunha is.
I mean,
Um,
Mount's been getting the minutes when Shesh goes out. So you'd have to assume he's still going to keep him with Mbeumo.
yeah, I I
Yeah,
see your point.
it'd be a differential.
It would definitely be a different, but I think Cunha's still a differential too.
True.
Yeah. I mean,
But
Cunha was
he's
their
more
what
expensive
their
still.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if it comes down to it though, like Cunha's gonna get the minutes if he's healthy. Whereas Mount, like if even if he's healthy, I could see those minutes being shared with Seshko if he's healthy.
True. Not nailed for 90, probably.
That's my only concern. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of fixtures coming up over the next 2 weeks with some of the short turnarounds. So, and Mount does have a little bit of a history of some injury, being plagued with injuries. So, but Shevko's also coming off of an injury. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some rotation. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some, subs at 45 or 60. So it's gonna be interesting for sure. But yeah, overall,
Yeah.
fun one to watch for a
A
Monday
thriller.
afternoon. But some of us were working. Some of us have to put food on the table, and have to keep the heat running and freezing up here in the Northeast
It's going to be in the 50s tomorrow.
and raining.
Oh, yeah. You can't have it all.
Yeah. Uh, Speaking of having it all, player of the week who did have it all. Can we mentioned it already? Callum Hudson-Odoi, Cho. 19 points, 2 goals, and assist, clean sheet. Jesus Christ. 6 DEFCON, 3 bonus points in 90 minutes. Biggest flop, to be very honest, I kind of had a hard time coming up with a single player as the biggest flop. I feel like most of the heavy hitters kind of returned this week. I kind of grouped it. I said the Arsenal defense and anything related to Spurs, just like the concept.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for Man City's kits. Those things are brutal
Dude.
to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, really stings the nostrils.
Tough. Tough.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have any other flops to mention?
I would just say Voltemade and Gordon, you could probably throw in just because their form's been so good and they were playing Sunderland. And Voltemade obviously had the own goal. That made it even worse. But yeah, we'll see how Vissa maybe can kickstart them.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Well, turning to the team of the week. So we mentioned Hudson-Odoi, but there were also 10 other players. So Mr. Rofs back in the keeper land with a 9-pointer for Sunderland. You mentioned your boy Malagusto with an 18-pointer for Chelsea.
Mm.
Um, Mateus Nunez, 11 points for City. And I mentioned Reynaldo. I think he had 10 points. He's going to be leaving for AFCON, though. Sangare for Forest had an 18-pointer as well. He's also going to be leaving for AFCON. Harry Wilson with a 16-pointer. Morgan Rogers, 15 points. Bruno Fernandes, 13 points, rounding out the midfield. And then up front, Ekatike and Holland with 13 points each, totaling 155 points.
Damn.
An
That would be so nice.
extremely affordable team. If you had all these players, I mean, good for you. If
That
you
would
had
have been
none of
nice.
that, yeah, can you imagine just like every week having like even 1 week just having like this team?
Yeah.
Brutal. Um,
Ugh, to be young.
when I was young, I used to, well, I shouldn't even say that because actually feel like when I was young, I probably ate too much. Even now, I eat too much. But like, Jim, what was your
You?
favorite? Ugh, I've been trying to watch my figure a little bit over the last couple of months. But Jim, favorite breakfast grain. Go ahead. What do you think?
Grain?
Yeah,
I like a nice rye bagel.
you like a rye bagel? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're not like an English muffin guy or like a
I
scone. I guess a scone's not a not a grain.
don't think
It's
you
a
know what a I
pastry.
think you know what a grain is. I think it's you're talking like wheat, rye, or it's a fucking computer.
Don't edit that out, Jim. This episode is brought to you by H&H Bagels, the New York bagel, the only appropriate vehicle for schmear. The kettle.
You got it.
Why does that get me so good? God. Okay. The kettle boiled. Man, need a sip of water here.
You got it. You got it.
I don't have it. Ugh. The kettle boiled bacon. I can't do it. You got to take it. I can't
Do
do
you
it.
want me to step in here?
Yeah, you got this one.
We're getting paid for this. They're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, no, I mean they're getting more airtime. This is what they paid for.
It's true. The kettle boiled a baked to perfection breakfast you can't get anywhere else. And yet, this simple, round roll with a hole in the middle has become a monument to bureaucratic madness. Because for over a decade, the fate of the American worker, or at least one worker, was tied up to the production of H&H Bagel. We're talking about the famous 12-year strike. A strike over what? The right to a living wage. Sure, but also the right to a bathroom. You can't pick it all day if you can't go all day. It puts a real crimp in this puts a real crimp in the solidarity. But through all the Festivus miracles, the fake charities, and the accidental bagel machine sabotage, H&H Bagels kept the ovens running. They're committed to the perfect New York chew, the ideal crust, and the proper density required to support a quarter inch of cream cheese. So when you bite into a hot, fresh H&H bagel, remember the struggle. Remember the man who lost 12 years of his life only to go back on strike minutes after returning to work because he couldn't get the 23rd of December off. That bagel's not just breakfast, it's a symbol of a man's defiance and his eventual defeat by the feats of strength. Go to HNHBagels.com and order one true New York bagel today. That's HNHBagels.com and use code TINKER for a free raisin bagel. H&H Bagels. The only thing better than working there is not working there. Back to the
Oh
pod.
man, I'm hungry. I really do love bagels. Ugh,
I forgot about the bagel machine sabotage.
bagel machine sabotage is it's a classic, and it's so timely too. This time of year, right around Festivus. Happy Festivus to everyone who
Yeah.
celebrates. I got my poll right in front of me here. You can't see it. It's right up my ass. All right, so really quick, we'll go through our points and then we'll shift gears. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So I had ended on 56 points. Yeah, could have been more. So a lot going on that last week. So I did my transfers at 12:30 in the morning Saturday. I brought in uh Ekatike, Bowen, and Gordon. So overall, good transfers, but in the midst of that and my exhaustion, I did not change my captaincy pick like I was supposed to. So I meant to put it on Ekatike. I left it on De Kuiper, who blanked, luckily. So it went to my vice from last week, which was Embuemo. So, but points wise, Dubravka got me one in the back. Timber, Van de Ven, and Esteve, who got subbed on for De Kuiper. Tough defense. 5 points for those four guys. Dewsbury Hall, who came off injured. Buemo got me 4 points because he got the captain band. Gordon, who I brought in, only got the one. But then all my points were from these four, basically. So Saka, 11, Ekatike, 13, Bowen, 8, and Holland, 13. I also did have Renildo on the bench. Unfortunately, he was buried. So I had 10 points on the bench. So if he was one spot ahead of Esteve, and I had actually captained Ekatike, it would have been a really nice week. But that's just how it goes.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. Ugh. Well, yeah, I feel like the moment when you texted me the oh crap, uh I forgot to change my captain. That was that was tough.
Yeah.
Or I should say, it didn't save. Not that you forgot, but there's
Yeah.
always that little extra step just to make sure it saves. But it happens, Still a good week. Still a good week.
Still a good week.
Still a good week.
Yeah. I I was more upset because Ekatike, they played before Holland, right?
Yes.
So I was thinking, yeah. everybody who captained Holland, I would have gotten a differential from the captaincy pick there. But Holland had the same amount of points anyway, so
That's
it
true.
would have been a wash differential wise, but still would have been nice.
Hmm.
How about you?
Well, so I ended up making 5 transfers last week, so I'll just run through them really quick. So I went Nick Pope out for Raya. I went Dorgu out for Guardiol, and Bomo out for Saka, Josh King out for Dewsbury Hall, and Mo Salah out for Foden. So those moves all together netted me a plus 22 points on the week. So I was very happy with the moves that I made. Overall, I scored 70 points on the week. Raya gave me 2 points. Van de Ven, Guardiol, Van de Ven gave me 1 point. Guardiol gave me 8 points. Mark Gahey gave me 1 point. Foden and Saka with 11 apiece. Pedro Neto with 6 points. Kudus with 2 points. Thiago with 2 points. Ultimate with a true blank, 0 points with his own goal. Holland, 26 points with the captain's band. And then I had, Reynaldo on my bench with the 10-pointer as well. So that was tough. But I really had no way to get him. In hindsight, I did actually, and I'm kind of kicking myself because I think when I was doing my planning midweek last week, right after we got those 5 transfers, I think I did intend actually to bench boost this week because it was going to be pretty much like the only week that I knew I was going to have Reynaldo along with like basically a full bench that I knew was going to be playing.
Yeah.
But now Reynaldo is going to be gone. So I'm actually very upset because I didn't use my chip. And now, in order for me to actually get Reynaldo out, I'm going to have to roll and use 2 transfers. So I don't know. My best bet to really upgrade him is to go from like Multimate to like a BCL. I hate to say it. To like free
But that's going to start his cold streak. You know that.
no. Or maybe like a Kudus, but he's only at like 6.4. I don't know. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, 70 points on the week with 5 transfers. So I was overall pretty happy about it. Moving over to Lord Tinkerton. So he scored 63 points on the week. So the average points for the week were 60. So Tink and I did outscore close to Jimbo. He made 1 transfer. So he moved out Salah and he brought in Saka, which pretty decent move, I have to say, for the AI.
Okay.
He had Sanchez in goal, so 6 points. Pedro Porro gave him a true 0 blank. Chris Richards with 1. Timber with 2. Totti, who is the Wolves defender, gave him 4 points for 13 defensive contributions. God damn. Saka with 22 points because of the captain's armband. Semenyo with 6 points. Evan Nilsson with 6 points, and Callum Wilson gave him a point. He did have 8 points from Mukiele on his bench, which was tough. But I guess otherwise, if he had him come on, he would have outscored both of us. So
Yeah.
great that he didn't get that. So very happy about that. As far as captaincy picks go, so we didn't mention this in the episode, but Jim and I we did chat offline and we did document it. So Jim had first pick this week. Jim, your pick this week was none other than your boy Anthony Gordon, Tony Gords, who only played 58 minutes. So he did not even get the minutes to get 2 points. So he only scored 1 point. I chose my boy Raul Jimenez.
Really risky.
Me 2 points. So kind of a blank, but not as bad a blank as you. So hopefully our picks this week will be a little bit better. But that kind of wraps up the recap for game week 16. I think that kind of closes the door. You got anything else on game week 16, Jimbo?
No, happy to move on.
All right. See you later, 16. Moving on to game week 17. So 17, we have a pretty big slate starting on Saturday. 7:30 fixture. So, your normal, early Saturday morning deadline. We're kicking off early with a good one. Newcastle hosting Chelsea, followed by the 10 o'clock slate. We've got Bournemouth hosting Burnley, Brighton hosting Sunderland, Man City hosting West Ham, and Wolves hosting Brentford. In the 12:30 slot, we've got Spurs hosting Liverpool, followed by two 3 p.m. fixtures, Everton hosting Arsenal, and Leeds hosting Palace. Jimbo, what are you looking at on Saturday for that? Well, maybe let's kick off the 7:30 slot. I mean, what are you watching in that first game?
Well, I mean,
Anything?
I will watch that game. Yeah.
Any players to watch out for?
In that game, so I'm hoping that Gordon bounces back. Obviously I brought him in last week, and then I had him with the captaincy pick. So I was hoping his form would continue. Obviously, we just talked about Chelsea's defense and how they've looked so far. So I think it'll be a tough one, but I'm hoping I'm gonna stick with him, and hopefully he can turn a corner here after this match, and kind of hoping that Palmer cools off again. I can't get to him at the moment, so I would like his price to stay where it is, and then hopefully jump on the train shortly here.
Mm.
How about you?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to expect from this one, if I'm being honest. I think this one could go like a few ways. Newcastle obviously coming off a tough derby where they kind of gave it away in a sense. Um, do they respond and kind of you know put a few past Chelsea here? I don't know. Chelsea had they've had a nice little run of defensive form. Do they continue that? Cole Palmer, kind of getting back into form. Does he put, a goal or two past? Newcastle's had a pretty good defense all season, so I'm not really sure what to make of this one. I'm being very honest. Um, if I have any of these players, which I have Voltamade, obviously, I, like I said, I don't love the form that he's been in. So he could be a
Mhm.
candidate for me to move out. Um, but at the same time, you know, is he one of those players that's gonna, show up in big games like this? Maybe. I don't know. So
Yeah, I could see goals on both sides. I feel like clean sheets are
yeah,
probably not who those goals are going to come from. I don't know. I feel like it's
yeah.
gonna be a tough game, scrappy game. You know, not one you'll see. You know, the big stars getting a hat trick, but
Hmm.
maybe Guimaraes chipping in or.
The Brazilian, you love Brazilians.
All right, how about the 10 o'clock slate? Who do
All
you like
right,
there? I
so
think there's
we've got four fixtures. Hmm. Well,
yeah.
yes. All right. So, I mean, let's at least get the easy one out of the way. If you've got Thiago in your team, keep him. It's Wolves. Uh, if you if you're really looking for, if you're having a drink late on Friday night or really early Saturday, you're thinking, man, maybe I want to bring in, Sade, or I want to bring in maybe Dango Watara. I mean, you could be crazy, but you could think about it. If you want to bring in,
So,
Kelleher, if you want to bring in maybe Vandenberg, I don't know, but this could be one of those ones where Wolves maybe are able to put one past Brentford, and then you're kicking yourself. So I would probably limit it to Thiago, and I don't know if I would push the risk much further than that. What do you think?
yeah, agree. Tiago's the only one I would do there.
Hmm.
And even that, I think we've kind of said he seems to be hanging over that pen merchant title. If he goes another couple games without scoring, I think we'll have to put it on him. So
Do you think he sits? Like, if there is actually any sort of injury risk, like what is he actually flagged with?
I don't know.
I gotta look here because I mean it's
I mean,
worth noting he's flagged just with a knock, so it's not like it's a hamstring 75% chance. It's just a knock. So what do you make of that? I don't
yeah,
know.
I wouldn't bring him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bring him in while he's
Uh,
full. It is Wolves.
yeah. Yeah. Um, the other two fixtures, I mean, frankly, I would ignore the Brighton Sunderland fixture. That one I could
Agreed.
see 1-1. You know, maybe Minta gets an assist because he likes to do that
The best
sometimes.
player in the Premier League, basically.
Hopefully, De Kuiper gets another start just for your sake.
Uh,
But Bournemouth, I would expect them to maybe pounce on Burnley, um, maybe a goal or two and a clean sheet. Senesi, I here's where actually I don't know if Burnley's going to have the attacking threat for the Bournemouth back line to get those defensive contributions. I'm not sure. So am I looking to bring in a Bournemouth defender? I don't know. If I have one, I would
I don't
definitely
know.
start it. But do I bring them in? Do I make the effort in the moves? Do I take a hit to bring them in? I don't know if I'm doing that this week.
But if maybe you want Evan Nelson, I could see that being a good pickup.
Mm, Yeah, he seems to have gotten that starting role back from Krupi since he's been back from injury.
Yeah,
If you still have Semenyo still, I mean, good for you. This would probably be the fixture that kept him in your squad at this point. So,
yeah,
um, and last but not least, right?
the
City
juicy
West
one.
Ham.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, this is the reverse fixture, right? This is the triple captain. I feel like it has to be for the managers who haven't used it yet.
that's me.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Holland and you haven't used your triple captain and it goes away in game week, well, after game week 18, after game week 19, I have to confirm that.
After
Uh, you get your new ones in game week 19.
after 19.
After 19, okay. So you basically have 17, 18. You
19
have
is
3 more weeks. Yeah,
yeah, 19 is halfway through the season. So I still have
yeah,
bench boost and triple captain. So I got a bench
right.
boost and been saving for 19
Yeah,
because it's some juicy ones there. But
yeah. So this I feel like is as prime an opportunity. He's in phenomenal form.
yeah.
This is the one. I feel like.
Do you think he's in better form than Foden?
Um, in terms of like, should you use your triple captain? Is he in better form,
Yeah.
or just? Hmm. Well,
I'd
knowing what he
say
did against them last
yeah.
time,
Yeah, I'd say yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, here's the deal, right? Like, if Foden goes off and you don't have the captaincy band on him, let alone the triple captaincy band on him, you're probably okay because a lot of other managers probably didn't. But if Holland goes off and you miss out on it, you're probably burying yourself. But I guess the flip of that is if Foden goes off and you hit it, then you're going to make up some ground. So it just probably depends on where you are, what you're trying to do this week.
Yeah.
Um, but I think, yeah, that's got to be where managers' heads are at this week. Is if you have your triple captainship still, uh, this has got to be the picture you've been waiting to target at this point. Otherwise, I don't know what you're waiting for.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah. Um, moving on, right? Spurs, Liverpool. I mean, could this be Frank's last fixture, his last game? If they lose.
I don't think so. I think they'll let him go through until they get knocked out of Champions League, which they will.
Yep.
I feel like that would be the last straw, similar to Ange last year. Give him a route to redeem himself. That's not the league. But
So let
even with
Frank
that,
win the trophy and then fire him.
I mean, even with that, there's no chance that we'll win it. So
Mm.
but I don't know. But for this match, I'd say yeah, load up on Liverpool.
Yeah.
Maybe not load up
Sp-
because, like we said, if Ekatike is actually hurt, uh, they're kind of short, and Gakpo's out. They're short on attackers, so it might just be like an ugly
Mm,
1-0 game. You know,
yeah. I I expect the midfield, Liverpool's midfield, to dominate us. Um, I expect Van Dijk to put one in off a set piece.
that's a good.
Um,
That's a really good
I
call.
al- I also expect Allison to have like one very risky, like just like gaff of a play that like we should score a goal on, but we don't convert it. Um,
He tries to do a fancy dribble out of the back, coughs it up.
yeah, exactly. Like he does one almost like what every other game, but like this is that every other. Like this is the game.
But we always miss it.
Yeah, and we play awful at home, which is crazy. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous for what this one could be. Usually, Salah torments us, but maybe we'll get lucky. I don't know. Interested to see the lineup that gets deployed. You can't put Gray
Yeah,
out there. You can't put Bentancur out there. Bentancur's looked awful as of late. Let me see Polina. Let me see Bergwall out there together, please.
and Javi.
And Javi, let's see it. Um, All right, two fixtures in the 3 o'clock slot: Everton and Arsenal, Leeds, Palace. What do you got?
So I think we avoid Leeds Palace. Like I said, I think it's the time to sell Mateta. Um, I think attacking wise, they have looked stagnant with Munoz out. How much is that going to play a role? I say if you still have their defenders, I would keep them. You know, Leeds, DCL scored a couple here and there, but Leeds have not been the most attacking team. So I think defensively, they're still good picks. I would drop Mateta and avoid picking up Sar. The other one, I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
What do you think? I
Well,
mean,
so I guess like first off, I agree with you. I think definitely start. I'm going to start double Palace this week. I'm going to take that risk with Gahey and Richards. Now, to your point on the Arsenal Everton, I kind of alluded to it earlier. I think Everton's attack is depleted right now, especially if Grealish isn't starting. Dewsbury Hall, if he's not going to be full strength. I mean, to come off in the 16th minute, um,
yeah.
you got to be pretty hurt. I mean, to not even make it to halftime. Um, so, but I don't know. I mean, maybe he was just being very cautious, and they avoided a longer term injury. I don't know. I haven't seen any. I'll have to maybe pay attention to some of the pressers tomorrow. Um, Arsenal's attack right now is actually, I think, probably I don't want to say it's the healthiest that it's been, just because I don't follow them super close. But usually, they're
You're
down
right.
a man or two, but it's their defense right now is more thin than their attack. Right, Saka's back, Gyökeres is back, Jesus is back, Odegaard's there, Eze's there, Martinelli's there, Trossard's there, Declan Rice is still there. Who else am I missing? Like so. I guess the attack of Arsenal, uh, I could see them, being very, very much on the offensive in this game for most of the game, and Everton just sitting very deep and just trying to take the pressure.
Yeah. And that's what I think on paper it looks like. But look what just happened to Arsenal last week. They needed 2 own goals to win. And they had basically the same team that they're going to have this week. And Everton are a better defensive team who's used to playing, sitting back and absorbing it all, you know? So
Yeah,
I just don't know. Yes, I agree with everything you said. On paper, you would assume their attack is ready for it, and Everton's attack is not going to be pressing. But that's kind of the same story all year. They haven't scored many open goal. uh, So I don't know.
yeah, yeah. It's I You're right. I mean, Arsenal have. You would think they would have put 3 or 4 past Wolves last week. That they only had an expected goal last week. In total of 1.13. They did have 16
Mm.
shots on, 16 shots total. 2 on target, 3 big chances created. They had, 70% possession, 8 corners. So they were generating a lot of chances in that sense. But um, you're right though. Everton's, they're not Wolves. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But Arsenal are the class of the league. So will they play like that or will they play like they did against Wolves? Arteta might have just taken them in the back and kind of all given them a little spanking too.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see about the spanking. Then that brings us to Sunday. So we only have one fixture on Sunday. Kind of boring. We got Villa hosting United. Uh, Villa have been on a nice run. United have been putting goals away, converting some of those chances. What do you think of this one, Jimbo?
Yeah, I think we stay with the hot hand. I think there's nothing to show us that Bruno is going to be slowing down. I mean, this is the kind of Bruno we've seen in years past when he's been hot and he's been great FPL asset. And Villa, yeah, they've been winning, they've been doing well, but I mean, I could see it being another 2-2, 3-3 game. Neither team are defending well,
Mm.
so I would say, yeah, I'm not afraid to bring in Bruno. Like we said earlier, for Villa, maybe Morgan Rogers is who you want if you're looking for a Villa attacker. I'm personally not, but yeah, I can see goals on both sides because neither team could defend well.
What about your boy Donnie Mallon?
So Watkins got to start last week, so it was Mallon's turn. I think so.
Hawkins is probably trying to audition for a move to Old Trafford. Isn't that his whole thing? He wanted to go there last year. I
Well,
don't know.
it's tough when you're auditioning
Yeah, that's
without
true.
scoring for 16 games.
My prediction 3-2 Villa.
Oh,
Uh I think Rogers gets a couple of assists. Maybe a Buendia goal, maybe a John McGinn goal. Would that be crazy?
no, he's always scoring. As soon as you forget
Yeah.
about his name, he scores.
Yeah. Yeah. Bruno gets a goal too, I think. But yeah, this one, I mean, I guess for one fixture on a Sunday, could be a good watch.
Yeah.
And then a total stinker on Monday.
Nope.
Um
I don't even want to talk
I,
about it.
I
I'd rather
there's
watch
one play
AFCON.
I'd rather watch AFCON. Yeah, that's extremely racist. Um, I mean, the only player to mention is probably Harry Wilson. Like, would you bring him in for this fixture? We kind of talked about it.
No. No.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take 2 games. Has he scored before I know he scored last week and he scored this week, but
So his just for the sake of being accurate, his run of his run of fixture. So he's got in his last 4, 16, 8, 8, 10 against Burnley, Palace, City, and Spurs, respectively. So 3 out of 4 opponents that should be formidable.
yeah. No, I'm not gonna bring him in. I mean, yeah, it's hard to argue against those numbers, but is this not the Harry Wilson that everybody expected when he was at Liverpool, and then he just couldn't cut it? So have we been wrong for all this time, or did he actually turn the corner at this stage in his career with a team that nobody else can score on? I don't know.
I don't know. We're not experts. We're just enthusiasts
Just
breaking it down.
enthusiast.
But
Fluke is the most populous fish in the sea.
but yeah, game week 17 should be a good one. Um, we kind of hit on it as far as captaincy picks goes, but I think you said it right. Holland's absolutely up there. I mean, I would probably put Saka in that category just because I think he had a good week last week. They're playing an Everton team that, you know, they have a good defense when they're good, but we've also seen them allow, 2 or 3 at times where that defense collapses. But I
Yeah.
mean, pick another name. I mean, is there anybody else that kind of stands out as a third captaincy option?
I think Bruno. I mean,
You think Bruno's that third choice?
I think Bruno could very easily contribute. I mean, Villa haven't been a brick wall in the back, and he's been on fire.
Hmm. Interesting.
Do you
Okay.
think maybe would you? I don't have him. You don't have him. Maybe take a shot on Palmer.
Take a chance on me.
I mean, Newcastle's back line is beat up a little, right?
It's a little beat up. I think it's getting healthy. I don't think I can even afford him, so I don't even want to let my mind wander.
Mm,
Um, I'm probably leaning towards a roll this week, just because I have to. But
I'm not.
we'll
I have 3 transfers, so I'm
um. All right, so that takes us then to our captain's draft. I think it's actually my pick this week to go first. I am going to go with. I'm gonna go with. This is a tough one. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Semenyo.
okay.
Antoine. Okay.
Yeah, I got that. You're not gonna go Holland? We'll go Holland. These aren't differential captain picks, right?
No, they're not. But I like to be creative with it. Is that Erling Holland or his father?
If you wanna be
Erling.
creative, let me back that off. I will go Vardiol.
Ooh, that's a fun one. I
It
mean,
is a fun one.
you're fun. Josco.
I think it's a
Okay.
fun
I mean,
Jay.
all right. So differentials. We're gonna do them a little differently this time because I know you gave me shit last time. I'm gonna give you 3 players for the positions, and you're gonna tell me which one you like the best. And we're gonna go quick through these because I know you don't like to spend a lot of time.
Fine. Let's do it.
Keepers. Burn Leno, Rofes, and Allison. Which one you like the best?
Probably Allison.
Yeah. Against
Spurs,
Spurs?
unfortunately, but Spurs just they're hot and cold, but
Yeah.
mostly
So
cold.
so just for context, right? So Leno is playing Forest, and then Rofes over at Sunderland has got Brighton. 2 of the fixtures that we basically ignored when we were talking through the slate.
Let's keep that trend going.
Yeah. So even though we think Allison's gonna have a gaff, we like him as the best pick. Yeah, I actually kind of agree with that. I mean, I think Spurs haven't really their attacking threat just like isn't there. It all really hinges on like how creative Xavi is, and I just think I think Liverpool's midfield is going to take him to town.
He's just not gonna get the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, defenders: Calafiori, Anderson over at Fulham, and Nico O'Reilly over at City. What do you like?
Ooh. Ah. I would say Calafiori, just because, like you said, Everton's attack is depleted and Di's gone.
Mm.
Dewsbury Hall is probably still flagged. Um, Barry and Beto were dumb and dumber, and Jack's been cold. So I don't see them attacking. I think, like we said, they're going to be sitting back and absorbing. So I think Calafiori has a better chance of getting a clean sheet. Although O'Reilly is just as good of a pick, probably.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I like that. I think my head was going O'Reilly purely just on price. He's only 5.3 mil last I checked. Um, but that could have changed. These numbers are always a little bit out of touch depending on when I pull these information. But I like your reasoning on Calafiori. You might have swayed me. So nice job.
Is it Califori? We've been saying
Cali
we've been saying
Cala.
Fiori, like Guy Fieri.
I mean it's
Califori.
he's
Foro.
Italian, so you just kind of like sludge through it, and it doesn't really matter.
Bueno.
Yeah, see, claro, claro. All right, midfielders. This is a good one. Ryan Cherky, Mateus Cunha, or your boy Tavernier?
So Cunha against Villa and Tavernier against, remind me,
Burnley.
Burnley. I would go Cherky just given the consistency. Tavernier coming off a hot game, but as a Tavernier holder earlier in the season, I know how long his cold streak was as well. So I would avoid that. Yeah, I'd go Cherky.
Yeah,
That's a fun one to root for, even if he doesn't start coming on as a sub, rooting for a
yeah.
late goal.
Yeah, I agree. He's actually he was my pick too. Cunha, I've honestly never been that high on. Even when he was at Wolves and everyone thought he was so great. Like I've never really bought into him as a player. And Tavernier, he's going to get his chances, but I think Turkey, he's been electric. It's just when he's healthy. He's just got to
Yeah.
be healthy. He looks like he's healthy right now. He's also only priced at in that 6.5 range. So, very
Good.
affordable right now, which is nice. All right,
Yeah,
forwards. Oh, go
I
ahead.
just want Cunha to like make a connection with somebody. Like even at Wolves, like
Hmm.
he he made a name for himself, but like I don't know. He wasn't
Those
consistent.
Brazilians, man. We
Yeah.
love
Forwards.
and forwards. So we got your boy Raul Jimenez, Evan
Uh,
Nilsson, and half of Dumb and Dumber, Barry.
so not Barry. I'd go Evan Nilsson.
Yeah. Yeah. Evan Nilsson, I mean, the only concern there is really just his price tag. So right now he's priced at 7 mil, but he's only owned by 1.7% of managers. So I mean he's
But this is what,
healthy,
like
he's
his
got the
third
nil.
this is his fourth week back.
I
So
think
he's been like
it's
quite a
his
run. People probably just been slow to get onto him,
4,
but
5, 6, 7. I mean, this is his 6th week starting.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's back, baby.
Yeah, I'd
I
go
like
Evan
that pick.
Nilsson.
Yeah,
That's a
especially the
nice
pick.
owned by 1%.
Yeah,
That's good.
um, that was fun. I like that. Um, super quick look into prices. There's only one player who's actually on pace to rise, that being Harry Wilson. Um, you know, everyone else, Bowen, Guardiol, Ekatike, they're on maybe Foden. They're at least 2 days out from a rise. So likely after
Right next to the game.
the after the game week. Looks like Voltamade, João Pedro, they are on track to drop tonight. Oof, I might need to make a move tonight. Damn. Oh, and Mikhailo Mudryk is also on pace to drop again.
I don't believe that.
I swear.
He's got to just be stuck at that
He's stuck.
level.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in my crib. Okay. Um, AI team. Or I guess we need to do our transfer. Let's do our transfers real quick. What do you so you have 3 transfers. Well, let's do mine real quick because like I said, I think I've only got a couple of moves I'm even considering.
Yeah.
So I don't have any money in the bank and I only have 1 transfer to even play with. Like I mentioned, Kudus is potentially on the way out for me. Or it's gonna be Voltamade. I I'm honestly leaning towards a roll right now. Um, I don't really love the options that are there. I'd love to get Bowen in, but to do that, I'd have to either downgrade Tiago to DCL, or I'd have to downgrade Kudus to someone like a Harry Wilson, or lesser, which I just I don't love that right now. I could maybe go to like Dango Watara, um, but or like a Anton Stock, kind of in that range. But nobody that I would make the move this week. Maybe a Minta, maybe a Grab and Bear, but that's kind of what's on my radar right now. But no one that I'm going to make a move for this week. So I think I'm going to ride with Kudus just for 1 week and just kind of wear it.
Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Losing all
So
5. Tough
yeah.
start to the.
Well, yeah, I know it is what it is. So my team this week will look like Raya and goal, Richards and Gahey and Guardiola my back line, Midfield of Foden, Pedro Neto, Saka, and Kudus. And then forwards of Holland, Thiago, and Voltemade, with Holland getting the captaincy band. I'll have Dewsbury Hall in my first bench spot with Van de Ven, and then Reynoldo will be in my last spot, who will not play. Dubravka on my bench. So that'll be my team.
Nice. I like it.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
What do you got?
Yeah, so I have three. I'm going to be moving out Embuemo and Reynoldo. So both my AFCON picks. I wanted Embuemo for one last week, and obviously he playing, so I should have really
You
dropped him
got him.
last week. I should have dropped him last week for Foden. I am going to drop him for Foden this week. I wanted to get to Bruno, but then I couldn't do this next move with Bruno. I think I'm 0.1 short or 0.3 short, but I'm going to go to Saliba from Reynildo. So I will have
Ooh,
double Arsenal defense.
good for you.
So I will line up probably Petrovic in goal, Timber to Kuiper, Saliba in the back, Foden, Gordon, Saka, and then Holland, Bowen, and Ekatike.
That's really strong, Jimbo.
I need one more. I'll probably put Dewsbury Hall. Actually, no, I'll probably put Stock against Palace and hope that.
You,
Yeah,
are
we'll
you
see.
putting stock in stock? I'm a
Yeah,
dad, so
yeah.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
really that's good
I know.
planning.
I'll probably triple captain Holland, but like I said earlier, I might triple captain Foden. We'll see.
You went liquor. I hope the best for you, Jimbo.
Thanks.
I
Thanks.
really do,
Should be fun.
friend. Um, you got anything else? Tinkerton, real quick.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Made his moves already, or her moves. So two moves this week. So I still got a few in the bank, but two moves this week. So had to move out Doku. Well, I didn't have to, but Doku's injured. So moved out Doku and decided to move on from Muniz over at Fulham with his injury. Not sure why I decided to bring him in the first place, but
Yeah,
whatever.
interesting.
In their spots, decided to bring in Palmer and Mateta. So now his team looks like Sanchez in goal, back line of Pedro Porro, Timber, and Chris Richards. Midfield, here, hang on to your seat. Palmer, Bruno Fernandes, Kudus, Saka, Semenyo, and a front two of Evan Nilsson and Mateta.
Mm.
His bench is Callum Wilson, Todi, and Mukiele, and Dubravka. Captaincy on Saka, vice captaincy on Palmer. I am petrified of this lineup this week.
Yeah, well,
Field,
but that's assuming Kudus is delivering.
yeah, but even in the long run, he still has like 0.6 in the bank too. So I
Yeah,
mean,
in the long run, that's really nice, and he's got
yeah, I mean,
a lot of transfers, so
yeah, I mean, he could easily. I mean, Kudus right now
force
is
to
at
be reckoned with.
6.4. He could easily go get Pedro Neto at 7 mil, or like literally anybody at 7 mil. Uh, yeah, yeah. So we'll see. But yeah,
He
he
still
he
has
is
chips to
locked.
use too, right?
He does, and I keep telling him that he has chips. But it doesn't look like he's gonna play them, and
Oh
that's
well.
not my job. That's not my job. That's not my job. That's not my job. Um, I think that pretty much brings us to the end here. We mentioned deadline Saturday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern. Keep an eye out for pressers on Friday. Should be some interesting stuff coming out from some managers. But you got anything else, Jumbo?
No, this was a fun one. I think we'll probably have to do another mega ep next week. Maybe
Yeah, I
Tuesday.
mean, are we recording on Christmas Day? Oh,
No.
probably not. Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
But yeah, we'll do what we can. Probably Tuesday. We'll do a recap and then a preview of Boxing Day and the weekend.
Love that. I love that. Yeah, that'll be good. And of course, shout out to our mini league members as well. Love to see the movement within the table week over week. It's getting good. It's getting good. We're seeing some high point totals. Seeing some good movement in there.
We've been stuck. We haven't grown in a while, so let's see if we can get some new members to join.
Yeah, we don't want to be showers anymore. We want to be growers. But no, in the meantime, right? Don't just listen to us. Drop us a comment, drop us a like, hit that notification bell. As always, please go subscribe and follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Drop us a comment. Roast us. Let us know what you want for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa. I don't know what other holidays are going on this time of year.
New Year's wishes.
No, we'll do resolutions next week. We got to get through Christmas first, and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. But yeah, and as always, we will drop the code to our mini league in the description. And yeah, thanks for joining us on Tinker Time and FPL Pod. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop your captain pick in the comments. Until next time, happy tinkering.
Don't go to H&H Bagels.
Draft dreams rise like morning sun, chasing points, the game's begun. Big decisions week by week, fantasy glory's what we seek. Pick your squad, the clock won't wait. Captain choice will seal your fate. Two enthusiasts breaking it down. Fantasy kings, we're taking the crown.